Pull back the concrete blankets. Look past the subway tunnels, the water mains, and the deep foundations of Manhattan. Everyone thinks the grid above is the only ledger running in New York City. They think the baseline is just stock tickers, street grease, and standard urban noise. But if your lens drifts deep enough, straight down into the unmapped volcanic chasms miles below the street level, you stumble into a completely rewritten calculus. Welcome to the Obsidian Core, the city of the damned. A sprawling, vertical labyrinth of towering black volcanic glass structures, sharp basalt terraces, and rivers of bright orange liquid magma cutting through the masonry. Look at the inhabitants navigating these glossy plazas. You see figures with massive, tattered, feathered wings checking ordinary market baskets, walking side by side with towering dark silhouettes sporting long curved horns and smoke-textured bodies. They aren't fighting. They aren't tearing each other to pieces. They're just living, performing everyday urban tasks in a hidden world that the surface precinct files don't even have a code for. People always ask me how an alliance like this is even possible. They want to know the history of the ledger. Well, it goes right back to the opening hand of the war between the worlds. When the sky split open and the trumpets started screaming. When the absolute conflict between the celestial thrones and the infernal pits broke out. A choice had to be made. Every soul, every soldier, every matrix had to lock their coordinates into a side. But these guys, these specific angels and these specific demons, they looked at the grand architecture of that war, and they opted out. They refused to hold the lines. The angels wouldn't swing the swords for the light, and the demons wouldn't burn the fields for the dark. They chose neutrality. They wanted no part in the cosmic slaughterhouse, but in a universe built on absolute binary lines. Neutrality is the highest form of treason. The celestial thrones declared them unmade, stripping the feathers from their outer wings and banishing them from the golden gates. And the infernal pits, they branded the neutral outcasts as cowards, fracturing their horns and throwing them out of the burning abyss. Simultaneously excommunicated, evicted from heaven, exiled from hell. Left with zero estate in the higher realms, they dropped straight down into the dimensional rifts, and they took up space right here, underneath the belly of New York. They excavated the black glass, they carved the basalt steps, and they built an independent sanctuary out of pure volcanic exile. They turned their backs on the Grand War, and now they run their own numbers. They watch the transit rift buckle. They listen to the subways rumbling directly over their spires, and they keep their deadbolts locked tightly against both worlds. They are the ultimate outlaws of the grid. The ones who chose the middle path and paid for it in complete, permanent isolation. And as the surface world prepares to fracture, as the warlock rooms start crackling across the upper apartments, the city of the damned just sits in the dark, watching the clock run down. Because they already know what happens when you let the fire consume the frame. Hold your breath, clear the doorway. The history is written, and the dark core is waiting.
You're late, Silas. The containment grids above us are fracturing faster than the surface precincts can count. Ancient warlock magic is leaking right through the subway tunnels and water mains into the human world. They think it's just street noise, just standard city chaos. But the seals are dropping. The upper world is about to burn, and we're sitting right on top of the matchbox.
The ledger is open, Gabriel. We tracked the leakage down past the magma aqueducts straight to your door. The surface dwellers might be blind to the rifts, but the atmospheric sensors are spiking. If the seal structures drop completely, the modern matrix folds straight into the void. Tell us how to lock down the core before the lockout becomes permanent.
Silas is right, Gabriel. I've been monitoring the fluctuations from the upper corridor, and the grid lines are bleeding into the human sector. The overlap is real, and the timeline is fracturing by the second. You held the neutral registries when the worlds first split. Give us the override codes before the system collapses entirely.
You talk about override codes like they're numbers written on a scrap paper, Silas. The modern matrix was built on blood, concrete, and permanent exile. When we chose the middle path during the First War, we signed a binding neutral registry in the Obsidian core. Breaking those seals to lock down the surface world means notifying both thrones that we still exist down here. You aren't just asking for a system fix, you're starting the apocalypse all over again.
The thrones already know, Gabriel. Look out your window. The black glass skyscrapers are humming, and the magma aqueducts are boiling over the lower basins. The leakage isn't a slow drip anymore. It's a high-velocity structural breach. If we don't throw the ignition switch and secure the rifts under Manhattan tonight, there won't be a hidden sanctuary left for you to hide in. Hand over the coordinates, old man, or the void consumes us all.
He's telling the truth, Gabriel. The atmospheric sensors in the corridor just logged a critical alignment spike. The baseline threshold is down to less than 12% before the overlapping dimensions lock completely. If the system enters a permanent lockout status while the spell matrices are still bleeding into the subway lines, the human world and the city of the damned will collapse into a single permanent distortion field. We are out of time.
I'm telling you both, this shit is gonna get fucking ugly. Hey bartender, give me a triple. Anyone seen the cats?
At Megacorp, we revolutionize consumer nutrition with our biggest breakthrough yet, the Nano Bun! It's comically massive. It's perfectly golden brown. It features zero actual meat patty to clutter your data stream. While our competitors force you to choose between real protein and pure space, we ask the only question that matters on the Formica grid: where is the value? Megacorp, we serve the empty space, so you can own the market.
Some people are content, sitting in standard silence. But you require a matrix shift. When you drop our premium unbranded tape cassette into the wooden component rack, the sheer, unrefined power of retro-futuristic synth-phase sound doesn't just fill your minimalist lounge. It anchors your armchair directly into the checkered tile floorboards. Don't just listen to the timeline. Be blown away by it. This is a typical suburban hallway corridor at night. Behind one of these closed wooden doors, a severe crisis is unfolding. A father discovers a hidden, empty box of toaster pastries stashed under a mattress. Who taught you how to deplete the household grocery ledger? Who taught you to leave the cardboard box completely empty on the shelf? The answer is chilling. I learned it by watching you, Dad. Talk to your kids about morning pastry discipline before the lockout becomes permanent.